Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're celebrating RCKicks getting to 40,000 subscribers. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that much, but for this tiny little RC channel, I am super chuffed, so a massive thank you to you. So in this episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be checking out this beauty from Kyosho. The 1971 Datsun 240Z. Now this is a ready to run that I've been itching to get on the show for a while because I really wanted to see what these are like. I hear really good things about the detailed body on them and some of them are absolutely gorgeous. There's two that I really like and that's the GTR. And this one, I did try to get that one on the show but it was kind of limited. I couldn't get hold of one. So this was the other one that I really liked. But we're going to check it out. We're going to unbox it, take a look at what you get for your money. But I'm giving this one away totally for free to one of you to say thanks very much for watching the show. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you everything you need to do to be in with a chance to win this with free shipping worldwide. Yes, you could have this for nothing, totally for free, just for being part of the RCKicks journey. Right, let's unbox it and check it out. So I haven't actually opened this at all. I'm going to see this at exactly the same time as you, and I'm really excited to see the kind of detail. But let's just have a quick look at the box. So obviously this is an RTR, so it comes with everything you need. It's got a brushed 550 motor, 14 turn apparently, oil shocks, bearings. We've got included choice of two different offset brake disc wheel hubs. So I guess you can make it the wheelbase wider. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that. Then it obviously comes with the transmitter receiver, ESC, 60 amp. So this is kind of a entry level sort of chassis really, but you could easily drop in a brushless system if you wanted to. But I'm interested to see what this chassis is like as well. Right, there you go. I think we've pretty much covered all the basics. So let's open it up and have a look. Oh, it's a big box though, that's for sure. Oh, same on the other side, but I need to open this one up. Hold on, there we go. Right, let's open it up and take a look. Now, I'd just like to say a massive thanks to Rochester RC for sponsoring this giveaway. If you'd like to save 5% off of everything on the website and get free UK shipping, use RCKicks at checkout. I'll put a link in the description and you can save yourself a few pounds off of your next RC purchase. Right, let's have a look. How do I get this out? Is it fixed? Looks like it's actually fixed in place. How am I supposed to get this out then? Hold on. Right, so it's all taped in. So let's have a look. How do we get this out of here then? There we go. Right, so then is this actually, no, it's, oh, okay. So it's double boxed around these areas. Oh, I see, and that's what the handles are for, so that you can actually lift it out. All right, now I understand. Well, don't fall. So we have the manual, some more stickers, a bind plug. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, let's have a look at this. God, the box. Right, how do I undo this? Okay, so we've got two clips there. I'm gonna need some snips. Right, I've got some scissors. That'll do the job. So it's packaged pretty well, that's for sure. Right, there you go. Take these off and then the car. I guess they also want to protect the body as much as possible. So there we go, we can put that back in. So let's take a look. Right, let's try and save this because obviously it's going to someone. So let's have a look. I love the rims and the tyres look good, and the actual caliper stays in place. I don't know if you can see that, but when you rotate the wheel, the caliper actually stays, and the same on the rear as well. That's a nice touch. I'd like to see more RCs doing that. Tyres are pretty soft. Now the windows are see-through. I would probably, it looks like a sticker. What I would probably do if it was mine and I wanted to start adding a bit more detail, I'd probably trim around there, take them out, and then I'd probably spray them in myself. The detail on it's lovely. The lights, look at that. Yeah. And then you've got the plastic over fenders. So on closer inspection of the body, things I like and things I don't like. Well, I do love the scale tyres and rims. Not overly sold on the single bolt through the middle. I know that kind of helps make it look a bit more scaled instead of a massive great big nut. But if you decided that you wanted to change these out, I think you're going to be limited. It is a hex, but you need to have a rim that will take a bolt like this, not a nut. But that might be possible. Love the tyres. I think the tyres are quite scale, and I think they got the offset quite nicely. I did try the other offset and it did stick it out a little bit. Wasn't horrific. I think you could use them. It's just personal choice on that front. The bumpers are really nice. This extra chrome bumper around the front and the way that you've got the lights, I really like that. The little spoiler on the back again is really good, and I think they've really excelled on the rear of the car. These lights look brilliant. I think they've done a great job, especially with the bumper that goes around, and you've got a number plate. Obviously you could change that out yourself to a different number plate. It would be nice to see things like these stickers as in raised, so they actually had a 3-dimension to them. But it's a case of, you know, how much you want for that kind of money. It's nice to see we've got window wipers, not just stickers, as that's one of the things I really don't like, is stickers as window wipers. Some things I don't like, I think the one that lets it down the most for me is the stickers that go around the windows. They're just a little bit naff. Personally, I would probably black them out or remove them and then do them myself. I just think they do look very sticker-like. Also, the sticker, you can see through it, but I would rather tint it from the inside, I think, myself. It's not terrible. I just think that's the bit that looks more sticker-like. And real shame about the body mount posts, but the body itself is lovely. All this underside here, and you've got the lights. That's really nice. The body feels, you know, considering it's a ready to run, I think they've really, you know, gone to town and put a bit more effort into the body on this. This would be a brilliant car to have if you've got a 3D printer and you want to do things like the vents and you want to add more detail by replacing these stickers with little 3D printed ones. And then from an over the whole thing, obviously this is white like a lot of them were, doing some kind of drift spec kind of decal sheet sticker on it, or some kind of race car would look really nice on the white, because the white is obviously a blank canvas and you could do quite a lot with it. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity to make this way more scale looking, but a brilliant base. It's a shame though that they've actually gone and done body pins. If this was a clip-on body, it would take it to the next level as well. So hopefully that's something we'll see over time. Right, so you get a little plastic protector as well, which I'm sure you'll lose pretty much straight away. Right, and take the body off. So it's a white, but they've actually backed it in gunmetal. That's what I like to do with my bodies. You can obviously add some lights as well. You get all the light buckets, which is really nice. They put quite a bit of effort into the body, that's for sure. And then you've got like the over fenders are actually attached through the body. Let's have a look. So the chassis itself. Now I've never seen one of these. Obviously it's all plastic. What are these for? What? Why is there huge great big things on the top? What's that all about? Is that to try and, I don't know what that is for. Why has it got these huge great big bolt cups? I have no idea. Bumper on the front, you've got alloy plastic shocks with alloy caps, well half caps, and the battery strap goes all the way through. That's going to get a bit messed up, that's for sure, but the rest of it is all pretty good, nice and flat. Plastics feel, you know, they're not entry level, they feel more sort of premium. You've got plastic drive shafts, front and rear, and then the prop shaft goes down the middle, which is plastic. And then you've got your receiver tucked in there. So this is a, what motor is that, did I say? 14L stock motor. Shocks, well, kind of bottoms out a little bit. I'd probably make them a bit stiffer. Now it doesn't come with a battery. Let's have a look at what else you get. So there's another box. I'm guessing is going to be, I don't think there's a battery in this one, but we'll check anyway. Let's have a look if I can get in there. Let's have a look. Oh, it's one of those. Okay. There we go. Massive massive transmitter. That is huge. That's huge. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's the protective film. I'll leave that on. Monstrous size 4AA batteries. I'm not quite sure why you need to make transmitters this big anymore. I mean, it is monstrous, especially all this at the bottom here. There's nothing in there at all. Grip feels okay. The grip actually feels a little bit more premium. Plastics are kind of one up from your basics. And you got your throttle trim, steering trim, usual. Steering dual rate. Same for the throttle, and then your reverse. And then that's pretty much it. There is another switch down here, but I'm guessing that probably doesn't do anything, but you might be able to hook it up to your lights, for instance. Charger in there if you want to have charging batteries. Oh, and then we get a spanner, and we get a few little extra spare bits and pieces, and the wider hubs. But let's have a look. Why would you put wider hubs on it? Let's have a look. Let's put this back on again. So the wheels, they already kind of fit the arches, so I don't know why you would go wider. Personally, it just look a bit more silly being stuck out. Right, so I fitted a 2S battery into it. Not sold on this whole battery strap. I think this is a stupid idea. It really doesn't work. When you fit it, the battery does go in okay, and it kind of tucks under there. But once you do it up, you know, even if you kind of pull it over and you do it up, you're going to have this bit hanging out the side, which is going to get manky over time. But that's not the worst of it. This, I think it's just you're going to eat through that at some point, and then you've got no battery strap whatsoever. I think that was a bit of a silly idea. Really, I would have attached it on this side and attached it on here, and then just had this part but stopping here and being bolted to that. That way you could have that completely removed off the bottom, and that's going to get covered in mud, dirt, grass or whatever over time, and eventually wear through, and you'll have to buy a new strap. So that, not the best, I think. But actually, fitting wise, this is a 2S hard case. It goes in fine. Now I fired it up. Steering servo, I don't know if you can see that. Steering servo. Well, it's not going to win any speed awards, that's for sure. Right. So, yeah. I mean, it'll be okay for driving around. Now, you're probably not going to be bombing around like crazy with this car because it's more about the body. But the servo, yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess. And let's see what we get out of it. It's quite noisy. This also, all these great big cables. The cable management is, they put a piece down here, and then you've just got all this sort of flopping around. That I'm not overly sold on. Nothing that you can't fix yourself with some cable ties. But I'd put this very much along the lines of what you would get for a TT02 from Tamiya, for instance. I mean, it sounds like it's got some oomph to it, but we'll find out when we take it out in a little while. So there you go. It's kind of quite a basic car. Really, what you're paying for is going to be the body detail. But as a just gently driving around and enjoying the scaleness of it, I don't think you're going to have much of a problem with it. I do like the arms. They're quite nice. It just would be nice to see a little bit better servo, for sure. Yeah, going to brushless, I don't know. I don't think, well, yeah, I mean, you could go to brushless, but you're not looking for out and out speed. Now, if you're going to do a drift project out of this, well, I don't think you're going to get much steering out. Oh, okay, is that what they're for? Is that how you stop the steering? That's how they did it. Yeah, not too sold on that. I wondered what these cups were for, and it looks like they're to actually hit the arm and to stop it from overextending. Okay, that's a bit different. So there we go. But let's take it out for a gentle drive. Maybe it will change my mind, but let's find out. So I've been desperate to get this out to do a bit of running to really see what that chassis is like. I did have my reservations about this chassis. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it or like it, or was it more form over function and it just didn't drive very well. But I am happy to report it's a very well mannered chassis. Running on these tyres as well, I wasn't sure it was going to give me any grip because they're designed more for a look than an actual traction. But they did, they gripped really nicely. The car wasn't overly powerful. Having that brushed motor kind of kept it more scale-like, and that's exactly what you want in a car like this. You don't want this to be overpowered and flipping it over and hitting stuff, as that body just can't take that kind of impact damage. You kind of got to drive it as if this is a real mini car where you don't hit anything. Having chrome bumpers on the front and rear, hitting a curb would just destroy this body so easily. So you've got to treat it with respect. So the person I would recommend this car to is someone who is a real life car fan. I would say it's kind of bordering on a model that you can drive more than an RC that you're just going to blast around and have some fun with. So that's who I think this will be leaning towards, especially someone who maybe wants to do a little bit of modelling on it and add more detail to it, who likes cars models but would like to be able to drive one around. That's kind of the person I think this is really suited to, which is exactly me. I love that. If I could actually wish on one RC, it would be a model that's highly detailed but still has the capability to be driven as an RC. So there's a quick look and a quick drive of the ready-to-run Kyosho Datsun 240Z. So what's my takeaway conclusion from having one in the studio? Better than expected. I didn't have much hopes on how it would drive. I thought it would be more just a looker that would sit on the shelf, but it was a pleasure to drive. Being four-wheel drive, it was very well mannered, and I think the electronics that are in this are very suited to this car, as it's one to drive from a very scale point of view. So keep that in mind. If you like blasting stuff around, this is definitely not for you. If you're like a car fan and you love the extra detail, but you'd like to be able to just drive it around nicely, and if you take it to an open space, you can have a little bit of fun with it, drifting it and sliding it a little bit, then I would recommend it, especially with all the extra details. And if you decide that you want to add more decals to it and add a little bit more detail, I think you're going to get a better and better experience with it. So much so, even though I'm giving this one away, I've decided I'm going to spend my own money and I'm going to buy the GTR. I really like that one and I'm happy with the chassis, so I think that's worth getting in for myself. I won't drive it too much, but I'll definitely be able to take it out and have a little bit of fun in a nice open space, but it's gorgeous. As well as I'm really tempted to buy a 3D printer, and I think it would be a really good starting project to put more detail on the GTR, as that's one that I really love. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. Massive thank you for watching the show and getting us to 40,000 subscribers. Don't forget, if you want to win this, link in the description, totally free. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.